Hey, it's Justin Marshall in Bonnyville here for Primetime Local News. We're at the community Christmas dinner and we're wrapping up 2019. I'm here with the mayor of Bonnyville, Gene Sobolewski. First of all, why'd you come out to the community Christmas dinner, Gene?
Because this is an annual event for me, and it's a chance to give back, say hello, renew some relationships, and basically just have a fun time.
2019, was it a fun time?
2019 was a challenging time, particularly the last half of it with the whole ID 349 and the minister making decisions. But you know what? Prior to that, we had a lot of accomplishments. We've got the water line under construction. We see light at the end of the tunnel with getting that Cold Lake water here. And all in all, from a council perspective, we grew together as a group. We had the elections both federally and provincially. We're starting to build relationships there. So all in all, it was a very good year.
Talk about that water line. Every year in review interview I've done so far, everybody's talked about that regional water line. It's the most money in this region ever, I think, invested, right?
Absolutely. And when we talk about the water line, it was always, we need the water line, got to get the water line. So in 2019, we were building the water line. I can hardly wait for the interview in 2020 when we said, and we'll be holding those wine glasses full of water, and we go clink. It finally happened.
How important is that water line?
That water line is very important because we're going to be hearing from LICA on Tuesday about the state of the lake in terms of phosphorus and things like that. And we're going to hear things, I expect anyway, I haven't seen the report, but I'm hearing things that our water is continuing. We're going to need to do some work. We're going to have to start working on solutions just to get it to a pristine lake or a lake the way it was 20, 30 years ago.
What other things do you feel the town of Bonnyville accomplished in 2019?
Well, perhaps one of the most momentous items for me was the raising of the Treaty 6 flag. For me, that was intensely satisfaction for myself because we are, and recognizing that we do have our Indigenous neighbors, that we are on lands that have been used for a number of years prior to our arrival here. And we have to respect that, and we also start respecting that in our decision making. So we have the flag flying in our chambers. In 2020 moving forward, we want to do that with the Métis Nation as well and start flying that flag as well.
I was actually at that flag raising, and one of the things stuck out to me was a lot of the First Nations leaders said, this finally happened. We've been trying to work for it for 30, 40, 100 years, and it finally happened. Why do you think they felt so special about it?
Because they actually have been saying, hey, what about us? And, we have issues, we have things that we need to say, but nobody was listening. Or very little, but it's really taken, a turn of governments and things like that. And a lot of sitting down and actually speaking with elders and speaking with people that there's a lot of contribution and there's a lot of opportunity to partner, and it's the recognition and the town. I'm very proud that we were one that we're able to do that in 2019.
Why did you listen?
Because you have to, because everybody brings a voice to the table, and their voice is fairly unique because they have so much rich history here in this area, and it's a matter of the contributions that they can bring, not only in from their culture and things like that, but being able to work together and building those bridges and narrowing those gaps between everybody, just so we can all work in harmony.
What needs to happen in 2020 to make it great?
I think we need to continue with that. I'm hoping that that fairly soon we'll have the ID 349 issue resolved, and hopefully we close that chapter. We are going to have a lot of healing that needs to happen. We're going to have a lot of things that we need to start looking forward to in our economy. There's some glimmers and some flashlights that are starting to beam through the darkness, but still we're going to have to worry about our economy. We're still going to have to worry about what our federal leaders are doing. But again, it's going to be working together and enhancing this region economically. I think that's going to be our key.
What do you want to get done?
Well, depending on what happens, we're probably not going to get very much done, or we're going to be able to continue working on some of the roads we need to do, the infrastructure, tackling that with the advent of the ID 349, if we're successful with that. If we're not, we're going to be needing to do a lot of working with the government to try and resolve the issues that basically they got us into in terms of the water line and paying for the water line.
Gene, I really appreciate your time, and happy year, happy 2019, and happy 2020.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to yourself too.
All right, we're going to send it back to you guys in studio.